योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्र का अध्ययन कर रहे हैं। तीसरा उत्पत्ति प्रकरण के लीलोपाख्यान में अब 4-5 सर्ग है। कथा तो था, साथ में इतने सारे चीजें हमको सिखा रहे, बहुत रिलेवेंट, आवश्यक। नो, वी आर ऑल नेग्लेक्टिंग सच एन इम्पोर्टेंट नॉलेज in our life in general. Not now, when let us study these shastras, know the importance of this knowledge, remember that, and mold accordingly our life. What we are studying now in this third Utpatthi Prakaranam Leelopakhyanam is, of all of us, the jivas, the marana and samsara. We should know them, no? Then, according to that knowledge, let us live. Why live based on the ignorance? Okay. So, the Tvam Jiva, about him exhaustively told. Tatpada Ishvara also exhaustively told. The sambandha between Jiva and Ishvara at the higher standpoint is Ishvara only through the Aham Vritti Upadhi plays the play of Jiva from his side. But from our side, now we become Jiva, no? With the Aham reflecting the Paramatma Chaitanya. Now we are with our Upadhi suffering. We have to reject them and identify with the self. And Vedanta ka sar, how many times we have seen the essence of Vedanta? Sovadika Paramatma is Jiva, Nirupadika Jiva is Paramarthika Paramatma and Muktasthiti. So let us see few more mantras are there in this Sarga, 15 of them. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Namo Brahmadibhyo Yairime Guruve Purvam Shri Rama Rama Rameti Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Samasta Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidyacharyebhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha Shri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Vaashishthaadi Rishibhyo Namaha Shri Yoga Vaashishtha Maharamayana Shastra Parabrahmane Namaha Vaashishthaadi Rishibhyo Namaha Sankalpaha तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त परमात्मनः साक्षात्कारेण मुक्ति प्राप्त्यर्थम कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थम श्रुति स्मृति पुराणे इतिहास संतवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थम तत्रोक्त ऋषि मुनि गुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थम सनातन धर्म से विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थम धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम श्री राम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृतेः धर्म मोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयाः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा धर्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री राम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति मोक्ष प्रकरण शास्त्रस्य पारायण अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थ वयं सर्वे करिष्यामः। मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शन दृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिवि भूमौ तथा काशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग् ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखगनं पूर्णं परं पावनं मज्ज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मुहुः विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं पदम्। ज्ञानादेवात्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातो सौस्रसदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर् जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरविकलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। वशिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः। श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति मोक्ष प्रकरण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणे लीलोपाख्याने वर्ण संसार वर्णनं नाम पंच पंचाशत्तम सर्गः। श्री वशिष्ठ उवाच श्री देवी उवाच। So we have seen these portions that now that reflected ahamruti called jiva naropadhi puram praptam, he will get the pura nara upadhi pura. We are nara human beings, so we about us we have to be told. So he gets into the nara upadhi pura. Then chetati akshiputam nayatu. Then it goes into the akshiputa, all indriyas, then enlivens them, activates them. Tattasya na akshichit jivam no jivatyeva sa. See, the akshi can see, all faculties can function in the presence of Paramatma. Okay, but they don't function independently. All of them belong to the Aham only, the Jiva only. Otherwise, every of the faculty starts functioning their own way. Or even the Jada, which are also expression of that Paramatma, all these chairs, tables, kursi, ये भी फिर अपने आप ही काम करने लगेंगे. So therefore, one is buddhi able to think, mana able to feel, senses able to perceive, body able to act. But all of them are, they don't do anything independently. This we must know, an important thought. Then thereafter, Bhagavan Saraswati Mata says, in this way, you asked about the Samashti Srishti, Ishvara with his Maya Shakti, that Chaitanya Paramatma is Maya Shakti. Wherever, whatever the way he want to express, he expresses. Like the electricity, Shakti is something special, unique, powerful that you discover millions of electrical equipments, it will enliven them, it will make them function. So to petrol, put it in so many of the vehicles, it will make them move. In the same way, with the Maya Shakti, Bhagavan can conceive anything. He can imagine, project anything, of which you and I as human beings are able to see some. And with this only we are flabbergasted. We are surprised, worried, confused. Only on the earth what we see, which is seeable to our eyes. On the earth only not able to be seen by our eyes are many. Do you see the entire microbes with our eyes? Their families, they also have the fighting with each other. They also have the Rajya Kanksha, Food Kanksha. Do we see all of that or what? We don't even see the birds, how they group together, how they make themselves, friends and enemies and all. What you and as a human being know of this creation by the Lord. Micro, minute only. With all our scientific minds and artificial intelligences. Then the subtle world, how many things that are there? All of them are Prabhu's Maya Shakti Kalpa. So that should free our mind once for all from the doubts about the creation. That it is Ishvara with his Shakti, he can project all that. उसके बाद है संशय नहीं होना हमको. That's why in our childhood, in our olden days, everything was taught to us right from the beginning. ये सब ईश्वर माया है, भगवान का शक्ति है, भगवान का माया है, भगवान का लीला है, भगवान का अनुग्रह है. We were taught. Because of that, we never had too many unwanted questions. Also, We were never taking the world for granted. We used to respect it. Isliye we were not troubled that much also. We means all of us. Now the Bhagwan Shakti is regarded. We think as human intelligently we do what we can do whatever. And all what we are doing is only destroying. See that China yesterday, day before, the terrible cyclones or whatever, the floods and rains and drownings happening. Because with that, human Shakti, how much of साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी से उन्होंने क्या क्या बनाते हुए प्रकृति को उन्होंने ललकारा या they have troubled the nature. You see each of the thing how it's happening when they made big dams, because of which because of which little rains the water level is more, therefore it is getting flooded this side. All of that is we only trouble the prakriti. One example, not that in India we are not doing. On the name of Tarakki, पूरे हिमालय को खोद खोद के गुफाएं बना रहे हैं. And we will die after 100 years. Those next generations, they will suffer all the ecological imbalances and everything. Think about it. It's all vikruti done by the manushya. In Ishvara Srishti, there is only facility for all. Okay. Tata kham kham. Akasha is Akasha with its space, giving place for others to stay. Tata bhumihi bhumitvena. Tata kham kham tata bhumihi bhumitvena. Earth in its own way, as it is solid with its power of gravitation and supporting all of us, rotating, revolving in its elliptical shape around it in its own particular orbit, it's moving, with maintaining the distance with other planets and the stars. All of that is as planned by the Lord. So tatha kam kam tatha bhumihi. Tatha kam kam tatha bhumihi bhumitvena apsuvat jalam. The water in its own way is there from the beginning of creation as conceived by the Lord. That's the answer to all questions. Why this is so? How this is so? यद यथा चेतति स्वैरम. देखो दैट स्वैरम वर्ड इज इंपॉर्टेंट. यद यथा चेतति स्वैरम तद्वेत्ति एव तथा वपुः. भगवान has done this sankalpa with his swaira, Ishwariya Shakti, that has to manifest. That's all there. Isn't it? A sample of that's what we see in our Purana Itihasas and in the movies that are taken. तो भगवान ऐसा स्मरण किया तो सुदर्शन चक्र came. ऐसा स्मरण किया, the gada came in the hand to beat the other gada. All of that says that Bhagavan with his sankalp. He blesses Sudama, then the whole palace is made for him. Samples here and there somewhat. Ishwariya Shakti. तद यद यथा चेतति स्वैरम तद वेत्ति एव तथा वपुः. Vetti means he can manifest that form with those lakshanas. Science is discovering them and using them for human safety security. अगर यहाँ तक किया तो science is appreciable. But for the sake of bhoga of the human being, crossing all the limits, when the science tries to destroy the nature, then you see the repercussions very conspicuous nowadays. The earthquakes in unexpected places, the cyclones, the floods. अरे डेजर्ट में साइक्लोन्स हो रहे अब क्या बताएं. हाँ. Then iti sarva sharirena. In this way, Bhagavan in his sankalpa projected all these 84 lakh in a jangamam. Whatever he felt like, the mobile animals, beings, they became like that. पक्षी हवा में उड़ेगा, he said, वो हो गया. मनुष्य will walk on the earth, हो गया. वाटर में मछली तैरेगा, he said, हो गया. Mendak and all crocodiles, they'll be amphibians. Bhagavan said, yes, it will be like that. That's it. See? Jangamatvena, Jangamam. So too, Stavaram, Stavaratvena. The Stavara, mountains, etc. The Stavara, the trees, the living Stavara tree, non-living are mountain. Stavaram Stavarattvena Sarvatma. Paramatma only doing that bhavana, himself is standing at that place in that way. Knowing this, our Rishi Munis have told us to worship everything as divine. And we have done to them in that particular form. The Lord appeared. Sing Govardhan Puja. Govardhan is not a mountain, it is Sakshat Narayana, it's Krishna. Stavaranam Himalaya, he said. All are he only. That's why for we, the Hindu Sanatana Dharma, there's nothing non-sacred, inauspicious, and divine. No. Everything is divine for us. When Bhagavan says here Stavaratvena, add everything. In the form of the curtain which you put your door, in the form of that Paramatma alone is there. This is a state the great Prahladas have reached. That's why they say, where is not Ishwaravatau, Rama, Narayana, everywhere. These fellow thought Narayana is there in Vaikuntha somewhere. He checked, idhar hoga, idhar hoga, idhar hoga. So many things he asked. ये दीवार में होगा है ना the wall etc. everything. Then finally he said एक खंबे में है क्या. Thank God he did not ask मेरे अंदर है क्या. If Prahlad will say yeah it is in you, then hit your head. Then Narada you will die. He said खंबे में होगा क्या. Why not? You have doubt, I don't have doubt. Then with his hand he pushed that khamba, not with gada, हाथ से ही मारा. Came Lakshmi Nrsimha Vade Karavalamba. You have to think over it, no? साइंस they just वो लोग ब्रश इट असाइड करते हैं. नास्तिक लोग तो ये कथा करके छोड़ते हैं. हाउ कम नारायण एक्सप्रेस दैट पोल which is made by Hiranyakashipu only. It was in his palace, no? From where he has come and chup gaye usme? How can he chupo in that? Because such a whatever the size of the khamba, Bhagavan Nrsimha is so big. Such a Chaitanya Vigraha Rupi Nrsimha, how can he be there in khamba or kab se hai? From when he must be there? Is that at a very moment of Hiranyakashipu pushing it, he entered and expressed? The answer is, Lord is everything and everywhere. He can manifest anywhere in any form. He was there as Khamba there. From that now he came out in the form of Lakshmi Nrsimha Bhagavan. And there in Bhagavad comes to protect his devotee. No, to make the words of his devotee true. Wow, there is a touching point of Bhagavad. His devotee Prahlada, when he said that in this pillar also words true, Bhagavan, Satyam Kartum Bhaktasya Vachanam. He came out. Please remember, every moment we are seeing, smelling, tasting, touching, all is Narayana only. Even faculties also Narayana. And a Jiva Rupena api Narayana. So Jiva Narayana, Mano Narayana, Buddhi Narayana, Indriya Narayana, Sharira Narayana, Shabdasparsha Rupana Sagandha, Sarvam Narayana, Antarvahishyatat, Sarvam Vyapya Narayana Sthita. Aha. This vision we have to develop. Okay, iti sarva sharirena. First sarva sharirena is said. Then jangamattvena jangamam, sthavaram sthavarattvena. Sarvatma Narayana alone, bhavayan sthitaha. He alone, by his choice, is there in the form of all of them. Any doubt? Therefore, yat jangamam nama tat swabodhana rupavatu tena buddham tatastatvat tadevadyapi samsthitam. Among that, whatever he wanted to be in the form of jangama, it was like that, and even now it is continuing to be like that. So in this, tatsmat yad jangamam nama tat swabodhana rupavat tena buddham tataha tadvat tadeva adya api samsthitam. Now this is trickish, pure Vedantic thought. That all pervading Paramatma only, he thought I want to be the mobile being. Then he became mobile being. He is now playing that play only even now, till now. whenever it has happened in the first of the creation. So it is called as the Jangama Samvit. Samvit is the thought, the Sankalpa. So the Brahman thought of, I want to be a bird, to fly. And he is flying even now. That vritti, as long as it maintains the thought, then he only as a bird appears and flies. That's a very mystical thing. No? Akasha also is he only. The bird also is he only. The life also is only. And the action of bird flying, wo bhi Narayana. In the Mahapralaya Kala, he withdraws all those his sankalpas to appear as this or that. Therefore, all of them go into the Mula Prakriti. He alone remains at that time. Think about it more and more. Tasmat yat jangamam nama, whatever this jangama, tat sabodhana rupavatu. So within itself, there is a sabodha that I am this jangama. In the stavara, I am this stavara, that thought is there. So the vriksha mein, the vriksha vritti is there in Paramatma, appearing as vriksha that way. With as a vriksha, then it will not have indriyas. It won't pursue or perceive shabda sparsha. In the mountain, Paramatma alone is there as rock, solid. Being a mountain, again no indriyas, no legs, hands. Therefore, that way, like the other beings function, the mountain is not functioning. That any day doesn't separate it from divinity or say that it's not divine. These all think is something is living, something is non-living, something is living mobile, something is non-living mobile or immobile. They are all the sankalpa krita, chitta krita, Paramatma's maya krita. But as a substratum, in all of them is there as Sat and Chit. Tasmat yat jangamam nama tat sabodhana rupavat tena buddham tataha. In that way, Paramatma conceived being in it, and that is being maintained. Tadvat tadeva adya api samsthitam. Like when I'm born in India, I consider I'm Indian. That's how it is samsthita in me, isn't it? And one day, leave this country, go somewhere else and ask for their citizenship. If they give, I'm no more Indian. Everything is. I conceive, so I stay like that. I can transcend all of them too. This is for a jiva, it is told. As an example, that the Ishvara is He, who with His Shakti, He is the one conceived all the things to be like that. Therefore, they are so. So they are never away from Ishvara. Ishvara himself with his Sankalpa appearing as mountain, as river, as the bird, as every stavara, every jangama, every jada, every chetan. ये बात फिर हमको हमें जाके क्लैरिटी दे दिया. Not knowing this, ourselves considering the upadhis as manushya, we see the world as a different way and we relate to it habitually in a non-positive way as if it is not divine. Therefore we suffer. सेटरेट करो अपने दृष्टि को, सब ठीक हो जाता. फिर यद वृक्षाभिधमाबुद्धम स्थावरत्वेन वै पुनः. सी whichever is having the vriksha samvitu, he is appearing as vriksha wherever. Wherever is having sthavara samvitu, he is there like sthavara. Vriksha also sthavara but living. Mountain is also sthavara but non-living. Jadam adhyap trunadicha. See, vruksham sthavarattvena, then shila taru trunadicha jadam adhyapi samsiddham. Even now, all these divine, as long as his sankalpa of srishti continues, in that is another sankalpa of that I want to appear like this or that, it continues only. Therefore, the punchline dekho, natu jadyam prutak kinchid asti na picha chetanam. There is nothing called as jada or chetana separate from reality. Na atra bhedosti sargado satta samanya ke nacha. So this is again very crucial Vedantic thought. Try to catch. From the substratum standpoint, substratum being sadvastu, which is one without second, there is no difference between all these things. From the projected standpoint also, there is no difference. Why? Yesterday we explained with that example of all the role playing artists on the stage. There's no difference. Why? Because they're all kalpita. In kalpita, how can you differentiate? One is real, second is unreal. Kalpita. In reality, it being one without second, there is no two things differentiation. In other things which are kalpita, how can you differentiate when they are projected? They are all under one common noun first to come as projected. Thereafter, during the play is going on, they have different names, forms, and roles to play. But that has to be given importance only up to Vyavahar. Beyond that, all are projected, beyond that, all are substratum only. Those who understand this and accordingly mold their thinking and action, they are in bliss and liberation every moment. Okay. Vidontastavara dehe yastasya buddhya tata stitehe anya vidana sthanartaha sanketera paraihi stitaha. These are the few beautiful things we will study tomorrow. आज इतना काफी है. कृमि कीट पतंगानाम या नाम अंतः स्वसंविदः तानि एव तेषां बुद्ध्यादीनि अविधा अर्थानि कानिचित्. इवन द कृमि कीट पतंग रूप में मुझे इस तरह से रहना है, the Bhagavan thought that so is like that. And to play that play, he'll have to forget his essential self as well as his infinite power. Like the Dadaji, if he has to play with grandchild, he'll have to forget that he's minister or he's any big officer. And all those Shaktis. With the child, he'll have in that way. Further, some more thoughts in this Sarga. Yeah. कितने हैं पूरे इसमें 72-73 श्लोक है. We have come up to almost 60वां श्लोक तक. तो 14-15 श्लोक in 1 or 2 days we'll do it. Thank you. आज इतना. ओम पूर्णमदः. बोल श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. वशिष्ठ भगवान की जय. सब संतन की जय. धन्यवाद.